Hey everybody, Morley Scott along with Eskimo fullback Kelvin McCarty here, and we're going to talk some NFL with you. First off, let's go back to last week in the divisional games. It's always a great weekend of football, isn't it, Kelvin, to watch those four games, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. It was a great weekend to be on the couch. One game was kind of a stinker, but the other 3 were pretty good.
Oh yeah, man, it's that time of the year. It's cold out, and it's a lot easier to stay indoors and watch some excellent football.
All right, now let's go over the results here. You are 5-3 total in the playoffs. You were 2-2 last week. You went out on the limb. You picked Carolina, which was a bad pick, I'd say. I was 3-1 last week, and am 6-2. So with your in-depth football knowledge, you've gone 5-3, and I'm just guessing and picking pretty uniforms, and I've gone 6-2. So we'll see how it goes this week. NFC Championship game will be in Seattle. Green Bay and Seattle, pretty good matchup. The health of Aaron Rodgers obviously plays into it first and foremost, right?
Yep. I mean, same question as last week, but this time they're on the road, and it's a tough place to play on the road, especially when your quarterback's a little banged up. And
especially in Seattle, who have been dominant at times. They've had a pretty good finish to the season. I can't see any way Green Bay is going to win this game. I think it'll be close, but Seattle's defense is just too good.
Great defense, great coach, great offense, quarterbacks playing lights out, and I'm down to Morley right now, so I got to go with Green Bay.
All right, Calvin's taking Green Bay. I'm taking Seattle in the NFC Championship game. Next day, the AFC game is taking place. I really wanted to pick Indy last week. I was close to picking Indy and then chickened out at the last minute. They ended up winning the game. Peyton Manning, we found out this week, was injured and played hurt. Didn't tell anybody, and that probably explains what we saw from him because he wasn't that good.
Right. I mean, he declined the last couple games of the season, and leading into this game didn't really have his kind of performance, but luck, like we kind of said, is kind of that change of the guard, the old man, the young man, and Luck's kind of taken to the plate. So now it's time for him to test his strengths against Tom Brady.
And all of a sudden, Manning versus Brady becomes Luck versus Brady. Brady's playing pretty well. New England's playing pretty well. They've got probably the best coach in football, and he puts together a great game plan. I'm gonna go with New England in the late game on Sunday to win in the AFC Championship.
I definitely would like to be able to go with New England, but because of my risky picks early in the year, I have to go ahead and take another risky one. I'm going with Indy.
So there you go. I got the home teams, Seattle and New England. Calvin McCarty's taking the road teams, the Green Bay Packers and the Indianapolis Colts. Maybe we'll be back next week. No game next week because they take an extra week between the championships, and no one counts the Pro Bowl.
Well, if I need a game, I might need one game.
No one counts the Pro Bowl for anything except for the guys who get the free trip. We'll maybe talk about this week's games next week, and then the week after that we'll set up the Super Bowl for you as well. For Calvin McCarty, I'm Morley Scott.